Hello, how are ya? Y'all can let me know if you can hear me. It's always good to know if you can hear me, especially with the audio issue that I had. How are y'all doing? Happy Monday night. It's so funny because my power went out pretty much the entire day, and then my internet went out and it came on about an hour ago. And I was gonna do like a little thing. And then I was like, maybe that's a sign, but then it came back on. It's like, okay, let me do this. Okay, you can hear me. Great. First, y'all, I just want to say I finished your July forecast. I'm gonna drop that. I gotta go through them, and they are gonna be posted on Wednesday as normal. They are the longest forecast I've ever done. Okay. Some of them are the length of a feature film movie. So get really comfortable, get really cozy. July, as you know, is going to be the most, as I've been saying, gangbusters, not even gangbusters. It's going to be bonkers. There's a lot happening in July. And as I said, and I say this in every sign just to remind you, because 2025, there's been so much happening. There's been a lot happening in 2025. And just to remind you, remember, I said the first half of 2025, well, is going to be very different from the second half of 2025. And once we hit July, well, mid-March, everything kind of just, right? But now we're here. Okay. Now we're at that point where it's July. It's very close to July. So I just wanted to let you know they're going to be long. Grab your popcorn, whatever you need to do. Okay. Sit by the pool, have a Sprite, whatever you need to do. Okay. They're going to be long because July is a month that we just have never experienced. Okay. And remember, there's going to be a lot of changes that happen in July. So I just wanted to make that very clear. And I also want to let you know you're seeing the changes already, right? So there's a lot of changes, and I've said that the world is going to change, Earth is going to change, everything is going to change. So that Saturn Neptune video that I did talking about the next 2 years for us, like that's how big the next 2 years are. So the other thing is I wanted to say that I'm like this close. I'm this close to finishing the other platform, my website, where I'm gonna do all my predictions. Not all of them. Nothing's gonna change with my channel. I'll still doing predictions here, but where I can speak more freely about certain subjects. Okay. So hopefully it will be ready by July. Thank you so much for your patience. But I'm very excited about that because it's gonna be, there's a lot. You've seen my notebooks. There's a lot to talk about, and a lot of the things that you're seeing play out, now, it'll give you a better idea. All right. And of course, a lot of other subject matter that we're going to talk about. But I'm also, I don't want to give it away, but yeah, so that's almost ready. I will let you know, and I will let you know when it's ready. And that's the other thing. I know, like, not everyone's here for that. This channel, from day one, I said it's to inspire you, empower you using tools like tarot, astrology, hermetic principles, ancient wisdom, channeling, and I've never gone back on that. Okay. And so what I'm doing with this other website is going to be very different. It's for people who I'm also, it's going to be like just going deeper. We're going to go deeper on a lot of things that I have to leave vague here. Okay. And that's the other thing. I'm going to give you some predictions. Okay. I know that I have a live stream scheduled for this Sunday, but that there's just so many that I'll just give you some, different ones then. But if you're not comfortable with me being vague about some things, please stop watching. Okay. Because again, it's just, I would say about another week or so, a week and a half, where my site will be ready. I can speak freely. I'm going to say everything. I'm going to say everything. Okay. So my channeled messages, everything. Okay. And I'll be doing a lot of other stuff. It's exciting. What I have planned is very exciting. Okay. So it's not just that. Okay. I'm just giving you a little teaser now. I'm excited to tell you what I'm doing there. It's not just, predictions and channeled messages. There's got to be, yes, I'm going to be teaching you some stuff. Because I do go through your comments, and yeah, I want everyone to be happy. All right. Now, and that's the other thing. I know I get a lot of new people, hopping on board the tarot ship. So that's the other thing. I don't think, some people don't know that I am, I channel a psychic, clairvoyant, however, like, whatever word you want to use, right? Remote viewing as well. I do that as well. So just letting you know, I do that in these live streams. All right. If you are new, and I am at 100% accuracy. I always want to say occupancy. I'm at 100% occupancy. Now I'm at 100% accuracy. And I'm only saying that because I trust the information that I receive. Okay. I trust everything that for everything. And all the live streams are there. You can see all and I try to, do the receipts. I'm gonna start doing more of those, but even just like everything. I think some recent ones. I talked about Indonesia. I think they had a volcano. I taught Hawaii. I even did a thing recently on my Instagram story. That's the other thing. Sometimes I'll post photos of my notebooks of things, and so there was that volcano that went off in Hawaii. I did something there, but the very unfortunate plane crash in India I posted that on my Instagram too. That was June 10th. And again, it's, that's when I did the channeling, but I also did it. I saw it back in April. And that's even on, I was on Inspired Evolution with Amrit, and and even with these papers here, you remember I ran out of room in my old notebook while I was channeling. I just grabbed this computer paper, and then there were some unalivings that were the bad stuff, and so I said that last time too. Okay, and I did say that that's not over. There's gonna be more. And then I think I don't even remember. I honestly, like, there's just so much here, but and then yes, of course, Iran and or Iran and Israel. We, like, y'all know that there's like 3 live streams where I talked about that in the nuclear side. And what was really interesting about that was the date that came up while I was channeling, and I actually had to Google it, but it was basically the year that they did open up like the nuclear facility. It was like back in the 60s, or anyway. So there's that. The other thing that I was going to say is that, how are y'all doing? Because I'm seeing some of y'all's comments, and I know that a lot of people are feeling a little with a lot of the world events. So I wanted to check in. Okay. And one of the reasons why is because I want you to let you know that you're good. You're fine. Okay. You're good. Tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow is the luckiest day of 2025. Yeah. I've talked about this in your readings, the Jupiter kazimi, and it's happening with that new moon, right? It's right on top of that new moon. It's it's conjuncting Jupiter. Yeah. And therefore everyone is going to have these amazing things happen in their lives. You got to vibrate at that high frequency. I'm very excited and please, take advantage of it. Please set intentions. Please plant seeds. You're going to see things emerge. You're going to see things happen for you over the next 6 months to a year, right? Some of you are going to see it right away, depending on what sign you are. Yeah. But it is, you don't want to sleep on it, and you don't want to be doom scrolling while it happens. Okay. So I want to just make it very clear. The luckiest day of the year is tomorrow. Okay. And so please, please vibrate high frequency, really feel it. Do what you have to do. Go treat yourself. Go get a massage. Go take some time to really think about what you want moving forward. Email people that you need to email, whatever you're going to have luck around you. Okay. And so that's one of the reasons I came up here, is because I know that there's some news going around. I'm sure everybody knows. Don't let that take away from your best day of the year. Don't let any of that, don't let it rob you. Okay. Because you're not going to get it again until 2026. All right. So please vibrate at that high frequency. You know, I'm going to tell you that. If you know anyone that may be in low energy frequency, like in quicksand, and all they're doing is doom scrolling, or they're scared, or bring them out. Bring them out. That's you working on your karma. That's the universe paying attention to you. Yeah. All those good deeds. Remember, we're here as a collective. We support each other. Okay. And that's one of the biggest tests that we're going through right now. One of the reasons why I've been repeating time and time again, to the point of exhaustion, to the point where you're like, hey, Jimmy, shut up. Tap into your spiritual warrior. All right. Spiritual leader. Hey, it's gonna help. It's gonna help, because if you do that now, you are going to be invincible for the next 2 years, because a lot of things are going to change, and you want to be at that point where, instead of you feeling low energy frequencies or emotions, you're such a leader, superhero, role model, that you're helping people come out of it. Okay. And that's how we move forward as a collective. Okay. And everyone matters. We're as a collective, everyone matters. Even if you don't believe it, you do. Okay. Every single person matters. It's like bees in a colony. It's like ants in a colony. We all work together. Okay. For survival. Okay. To ascend, to evolve. And what's happening now is, a 5-year-old down the street can tell you this. We have never been as divided as we are now. And that is one of the goals of some people. Yeah. We can't let that happen anymore. And so the more that we can, work together, piece of cake. Next 2 years, piece of cake. All right. There's going to be July is going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot. So I think that a lot of y'all know, I've already made the predictions of a pretty significant, natural earthquake. I've already said it. Tsunami, things like that. And there's gotta be other changes. So what's happening is you're evolving. Remember, I want to make it also very clear that world astrology, if we're sticking with astrology, right? World astrology, mundane astrology, very different from personal horoscopes. Okay. The world is always going to be changing, and you have to navigate through those changes. And what's happening in July is going to be a lot of changes. So whether you're wearing floaties, you got a life raft, yacht, whatever it is, okay, just stay above it. Okay, high frequency. All right, high five. No, all right. The other thing is, I did mention a few weeks ago, I think in my last live stream, there's gonna be some. I talked about the vaccines, yeah, and I try to bring that up as much as I can, but there's always, I'm always so limited on time. I've probably brought that up like 3 or 4 times. Um, and there's gonna be some attention on like food, yeah, food and farms and food processing and things like that. But with the vaccines, just know that there's still there is gonna be, yeah, okay. So I don't even have to say it. We went through it once, and just letting you know again, if we come together, didn't even come onto our timeline. All right. Did I talk about the elections? I don't know. I didn't. That's for my website. That's for my website. But anyway, tap into your spiritual warrior, and whatever you have to do. I recommend grounding. I think that's the best thing. Okay, that's the best thing. Go out there, put your hand on a tree, put your feet in grass, not your socks. Not take off your tivas, put your actual feet, your bare feet. Okay, you're gonna get the energy of the earth. It's gonna help, right? It's gonna help. The other thing is breath work is really great. Yeah. Just get your mind off it. All right. If anything is holding you back, because there's gonna be a lot more that happens. And again, you want to be ahead of the curve, right? And a lot of other things. And I've said this before. I even think I said it last year when we get to this point. There's gonna be a lot of things that you hear and things that you see, and they're not, you can't just, when you trust your intuition, you just know. All right. And so a lot of things that have been happening this past week, I want you to ask yourself, really, really, is that the real story? And I can tell you right now, it's not. So just, you're going to be fine. There's other things happening behind the scenes. And I've said this, I can see what happens behind the scenes. I can enter the rooms and certain things happen and conversations, and some things that even I can't believe that I see, that I'm just like, I shouldn't even be here. And I think I told y'all, and the last time I did it, yeah, someone was watching me, and that's how. So just know that there's it's almost like a, when you're, when like in kindergarten, you had to do that. You're in that play with the other kids, classmates, and there was the adults and the teachers that kind of directed you around. You're like, okay, you gotta stand over here, you gotta say this, and you gotta stand over here, you gotta say this. Okay. And oh, by the way, that tiger over there, it's just a stuffed tiger. You don't have to, it's not real. All right. Oh, I love this cryptic. I can't wait to start to, anyway. So just trust your intuition on everything. You see the people that are going a little bit like, because of, there's not, so yes, there's gonna be this, by the way, sure, yes, pay attention to your intuition, just don't trust everything that you hear. That's all I'm saying. Okay. There still will be things that play out, yeah. And that's, part of the timeline for now. Yeah. So again, the more that we contribute this higher energy that right? We're gonna be good. Think about Coachella, right? Have you been? Or any concert? I like to use this reference. When you're at that concert, you don't know anybody there. You're there with hundreds of other people, and the headline act comes out, and everybody goes bonkers. And it's this rapturous feeling of this euphoric, nirvanic. You feel it in your bones. That's how we should feel every day. Yeah. We don't even have to talk to each other at that concert, but that's the energy that we're producing. You see how that works? So, yeah. So anything that you have to do, and if you have any questions for me, let me know, because I'm here to help. Okay. So if you have any questions, and remember, I don't have a moderator. I don't have anything. It's 9 p.m. You see Con Ed is out here working on, you see, are the lights flashing? I can't even see. Yeah, you could see that with because the power went out on my block. I haven't had power all day. I've been working off my phone. I did for a little, it would get, and then the internet went out. It was really funny. Anyway, just okay. Remember, fear is fiction. Okay, it's something that you create. We create that. Yeah, it's fiction. Fear is fiction. And when you are feeling, those kind of energies, it does create like chemical changes in your body and physical changes in your body, and it increases your heart rate and your blood pressure and messes with your stomach, and then you get stress and anxiety, and then remember, your body's a temple and you just don't want to. So whatever, grounding helps. Turning on old episodes of 30 Rock, whatever you need to do. Okay, whatever you need to do. Just don't put yourself in that situation. And if you find yourself in that situation, ask yourself, how can I get out? What are the steps? Yeah. Have those nostalgic moments. Okay. Nostalgia is proven to improve wellness, your health, your mindset. Think about those fun times. Yeah. That you went skinny dipping with your college friends. One of them had a tattoo of Donald Duck. I don't know. Just think of the funny things, right? Have those fun moments. And honestly, tomorrow, please just treat yourself. All right. Just go treat yourself. The least you could do. All right. Do something that you love. It is the luckiest day of the year. It's the luckiest day of the year. All right. And don't forget that the universe is on your side, always on your side. All right. So, yes, there's got to be some challenging moments and some moments you're going to have to navigate the next few weeks. But at the same time, you're going to go through exceptional change. You're going to go through a lot of change yourself. Okay. And you want to do it in a way where you are, in those movies when the action hero wear the sunglasses, like leaving this, right? Dwayne Johnson, whoever, right? And the other thing is, one thing that I've noticed that's been happening, it's been on the rampant. And I also said this last year too. And I think I've said it a couple times. There's a lot of people, a lot of podcasters and news anchors and YouTubers, whoever it is, all they want to do is fearmonger. All they want to do is fearmonger because it'll get the clicks, right? I think I told you I worked in media for a long time. I worked at the news desk. I know how it works. And don't listen to them anymore if it doesn't make you feel good, or if it makes you feel like, oh my gosh, no. And again, and even people that you don't think, and again, that's why I say, please trust your intuition. And I'm not telling you who to listen to, who not to listen to, but think about how it makes you feel. Okay. Because there are, and I've noticed some that you would never think would do that, but there are people who call themselves healers or psychics or, people like that, right? even astrologers, tarot readers, all they do is fearmonger. And it's sad because I made it public on that interview that I did that I found out later in my life, the gift that I have, like, I need to use it to help people, okay, to support people. And some of the people that I see are like 3 times my age, and all they're doing is feeding. They've chosen a side. And so they're asking you. So what they're doing is fueling more of the divide. And I've even seen some like, and just I've seen some like readers, not even, you can see them, they don't have their cards on camera, but you can see them that they've had some already pre-selected, like, oh yeah, because everything perfectly matches to what they say. It's just like, but some people, because if you're so in that low energy frequency, you're not thinking correctly. So again, don't let them take advantage of you. Don't let them take advantage of you. And I'm not saying that you're watching them. And it just, I wish that it was different. I wish that they were inspire you. I wish that they were saying that things have to change instead of fueling into this divide. That is what, some people at the top want. They've had it for a long time. Just remember, you're a bee, you're an ant, we're a collective. Okay. No finger pointing. No blaming. Let's just work on us. So we get to the point where we're at such high frequency, it didn't even phase us. We can help people come out of that. Yeah. You don't have to. You can go, sit by the pool with your Sprite. I hope you got some cake too. Actually, I'm gonna eat some chocolate anyway. But yeah. So bottom line, your July forecasts are long AF. I've never but it's, again, I can't, and that's the other thing. There were so many other things I wanted to tell you. That's how big July is. There's so much happening in July. And there's still some are an hour and a half. Some signs are an hour and a half long. I still couldn't tell you half the other stuff that are happening in July. And so, of course, we'll save it for the weekly forecast. But I just want you to know, I needed to give you a lot of information before you actually move into July, because what is it? July, it was June 23rd, 25th. You got 6 days to read about it, because you're going to see changes. Okay, right off the bat, as soon as July starts and throughout the month. So it just really depends. It really depends on you. All right. And the other thing is, you hear the hammering. You still have an amazing window tomorrow. Jupiter kazimi with a new moon. Remember, one of the best of the year. Some would say it's the best of the year. Okay. It's up there. There's one other new moon that I really love, but it's up there. Okay. Top 2. I would even say out of the past few years, that's how good it is. Okay. That's how good it is. I mean, you have Jupiter exalted in Cancer, right? I'm sorry. Yeah. And the new moon in Cancer. And the moon is at home in its sign. It rules Cancer. And even 12 years ago, when you had Jupiter in Cancer, it was just different. You had Pluto in Capricorn at that time. It was just different. It was different. So you've got this wonderful, wonderful week for you. So I want you to really take advantage of it. Okay. Don't let it slip out of your hands. And yes, again, my site. Oh my goodness, I'm almost there. I've worked so hard. It's almost there. So hopefully in a week or so, week and a half, I can tell you about some of and it's not for, you got to be like medium awake. Okay. You're going to have to be medium awake to actually watch the video, because I got things to say. I have seen some things. some things that I didn't believe. I was just like, I went through that whole thing of like, no, that's not. But when it comes back around and again, right? Yeah. It's a thing. And then when you see things happen in the world confirming it, yeah. All right. I gotta put on my glasses, y'all. Okay. Yeah, does anybody have any questions? I'm gonna take a few questions and then I gotta do you hear the drilling or no? And if anyone does feel, please let me know if you do feel like lost right now. Don't be afraid to tell. I'm here for you. Okay. Okay. Well, we're a team here. We're a collective. Anybody have any questions? I gotta move up closer to it's because it's at night, and so okay. I'm in my pajamas. Alyssa, you said, when will this info be shared? Well, so I am going to do another live. Oh gosh, wait, am I? Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm doing a live stream over the weekend, but I will let you know when the site is up. Okay. I'm going to make a big announcement this weekend. But yeah. And I will tell you on the site, on this new site where I'm going to do the channeling predictions. I'll, tell you, it's like, I'm not holding back. Okay. But again, you're going to have to be at least medium awake to accept some of the things that I say. All right. And again, I want you to know that none of it's my opinion. It's the messages I get. Okay. None of it's my, all right. Yeah. So I'll let you know. Hopefully within a week and a half. But again, I will also tell you on when that site's ready to go, the reasons why I can't hear. Okay. And I think I said my last live stream, there's about 5 or 6 reasons why. And so one of them being my safety. M. Lopez, you asked, how are you? Is it all day the luckiest day of the year? Yeah, pretty much. It's a conjunction. So the sun doesn't move as fast as the moon. So you actually are feeling it now. Yeah, you're feeling it now. The perfection happens tomorrow. So that's when you're going to feel it more tomorrow. Yeah. And then, the sun will be with the moon, with Jupiter, all together at 4 degrees. So that'll be on, what day is it? Monday, on Wednesday. Oh gosh, on the day that your videos come out. That's exciting. The day of the new moon. So yeah, you're feeling it now, but you're just going to feel it stronger tomorrow. Okay. And then you're going to feel it Wednesday too with a new moon, because remember that new moon's happening really early, like 6:30 a.m. in the Eastern Standard Time, my time, New York City time. You're really getting a bit of New York City. I don't even know. Did anyone say if you can hear the drilling or not? Like, okay. And don't forget the solar flares. Yeah, oh yeah, we had some strong CM. We had a really strong X class flare. So that can also contribute to feeling fatigued. And then, when you feel fatigued, you're a little bit more like, yeah, not getting any sleep. Even you can have some headaches. Yeah. Maybe not sleeping well. And then you have to also throw in the fact that the strong energies, okay, coming out of the squares. Yeah, we actually, today's Oh, we do have a square. Wait. Yeah, we have the Sun square Neptune. Okay. So that's another. I talked about it in your forecast. But you'll be fine. Just use it for creativity and imagination. You'll be fine. Hazel, you said my perfection year is in the 5th house and it's ruled by Cancer. So the moon rules this year for me. Amazing. Amazing. That's amazing. Truly amazing. That's so funny that well, I was gonna announce it every week, but yeah, and that's another thing that I'm gonna if not a lot of people, and that's the thing that with my channel, I know there's like 50% of y'all that know tarot really well, but you're learning astrology, and it vice versa. A lot of y'all that know astrology really well and now being introduced to tarot. So, on my site, I'm gonna talk about these perfection years and progressions and things like that. Yeah, but in a very comprehensive way. And that's what I, make everything just really comprehensive for y'all. Diane, you said, Jimmy, thank you for sharing your gift. Oh, you're welcome. I don't know if you ever watched Nikki Allen, but she channeled Jesus this week. It was fascinating. So whatever you're going to say, I will accept. Okay. Yeah. That's great. That's amazing. That's amazing. Holly, you said that do I need to honestly, there's like nobody hears that. Okay. I got to get a little bit closer to because I also can't really read. Okay. Holly, you said, do I need look at that. What is on? These are my backup glasses. There we go. Do I need to send my kid on an earthquake kit in Southern California? If that's what your intuition tells you, then yes, but I would say yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. Just to be on the safe side. You just never know. You just never know. May Joe, is it normal to be feeling stressed or anxious? Yeah, with the news. Yeah. And remember, there's this, and it's just like we've never been this divided, right? Just think about like if it was like you and you see White Lotus, there's the last season, the 3 girlfriends, how you could be really fun and have a lot of fun and whatever, but once you get to that point where you're not seeing eye to eye and you're gossiping and you're pointing fingers and you're blaming and you're doing all that, which is what this country is doing right now, right? Then yeah, things get a little bit more stressful. So again, it's perfectly normal. You just don't want to get stuck in that energy. Okay. Gray said you can't hear it. Okay, great. Thank you for letting me know. I'm like shouting in the microphone. Okay, there we go. Shortcat, your ratings have been bonkers. Well, just wait until listen. That's the other thing. Your July forecast, okay? And I'm not gonna tell you which time, but I'm just really excited for you to see them because there are some spreads that truly like 1 in a billion, like the way like I'm not even gonna just like everyone's lives are just gonna change in a really big way in July. And that's with with astrology too. I mean, you have Uranus moving into Gemini. And I explain why because like I say that now. You're like, okay, cool. But I tell you what like why it really matters for all signs. Okay. Paula B, you say, is the new moon good for manifesting? Any special rituals you recommend? Yes, absolutely. Every new moon. Every new moon. That's when yes. So, but remember, when you manifest, you got to really manifest, okay? And there's a certain way to manifest, okay? Just make sure you're doing it from your heart. This most simplest way, and I'll maybe do a longer video on how to manifest and get exactly what you want, right? But just make sure you're doing it from your heart. Any special rituals, anything that makes you feel good about it. Yeah. Anything. If you want to light candles, if you want to do sage, if you want to use crystals, I always say talk to the moon. Because again, remember, everything is energy. We're all made of energy. And so when you speak words, you're speaking that into existence, right? That's energy. That's you exerting energy into something that you're putting out into the universe, right? So I always say speak to the moon. Speak to the moon when you set intentions. I do. I do. Kat, you've been having a lot of dreams where you're in a future timeline. There you go. The year 2225. Your daughters are actually your sisters. You've had 3 dreams this week. That's really interesting. The year 2225. Interesting. So that's when you really want to spend some time thinking about what that means, because that's your subconscious trying to tell you something, right? So remember, 90% of what's up here, what's upstairs, is the subconscious. It's making sense of it through the 10% of the consciousness we have. And again, big theme for July, expanding your consciousness. Even now, right? Remember, we're seeing things that we haven't seen for a lot of us in our lifetime and have been all year. And we haven't even gone to the big things. So yeah, so everybody plant your seeds. Plant your seeds. Okay. May Joe, you said, are the chances that if we have an issue or something to solve, we could do it in July after tomorrow? Does it help? You have the greater benefit tomorrow, giving you like a lifeline, a life raft, it's Jupiter, right? So this entire week is great because you're going to feel the energies of that. And then remember, you have Mercury sextile Uranus by the end of the week. And I like that. I like that. First of all, it's a sextile, but I like it happening, within the days of this new moon. So yes, that's the other thing. Something could just solve on its own because Mercury sextile Uranus for you. You just never know. But yes, you put your energy out there, and you always want to do that, right? So okay. Anyone now? There's so Leah, you said you can't hear anything. All right. Can you hear me? Can I not hear? Wait. Okay, I think I'm like way backed up with the comment. Okay, well, okay, I think I'm way backed up. That's the thing. I don't have like a moderator or anything. All right, so and I just lost my place. So all right, so okay, KJT, when should you manifest, tonight, tomorrow, or Wednesday? So here's the thing. You always want to do it right when the portal of that new moon opens. So that would be 6:30 a.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. Yeah. Anytime after that. Anytime after that entire day you have. Okay. And it's not to say you can't do it beforehand. You want to use that portal. Okay. You want to use that portal. I mean, Jupiter is conjuncting the sun, so it's like a package deal. You really want to do it like at that time or after, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it today. and then again tomorrow, and then again Wednesday. You're putting your energy out there strongly instead of just, oh, it's my one time. No, you want to, again, remember, get to a point where you feel it in your bones. Like, I really want this. Like, okay, what do I have to do to make the universe really know I want this? Manifesting every day. The universe is going to know, right? And I, like I said, because we're made of energy, everything is energy, everything vibrates, right? You got to think about the molecular structure of, anyway, I'm not going to even get into it, but so you're already manifesting, and that's why the vibration is like, it matters. Yeah. All right, so y'all, okay, so y'all can hear me. Okay, Nick, you asked, what's your favorite manifestation practice? So what I do personally, I kind of do it throughout the day, to be honest. And then I do have every night before I go to bed, I have, like, you can call it a mantra or a prayer or manifestation, whatever you want to call it. But I spend time with my guides, and and you can too. Everyone has, your people. I acknowledge them, and then I thank the universe for all my blessings. That's how I go to bed. That's how I wake up in the morning. But it's really more of a night thing, because Ruby wakes me up really early, and I have to get out of it. And I'm just like, where's my glass? Like, all right. But that's what I do. And when you get in the habit of doing that, and I don't expect, like, it takes time. You can take little baby steps, but that brings you into this awareness, like really being in the moment. Okay. And that really helps expand your consciousness. It helps you vibrate at that high frequency. It does wonders. Okay. It does wonders. And you're always in control. Okay. I hope that answered your question. Um, Jennifer, you said, leave your question again. Leave it again. So I can, because if I go back up, then I'm going to get lost again. And then I'm going to just, yeah. So if you leave it again, and then it's so loud that I'm going to have to go in a second. But, because yeah. Okay. And Ruby. And so, yeah, she's sleeping. It's hot here. I don't know if you've heard about what's been going on in New York. It's been, and I think it's in a lot of places too, but the heat wave that we're having for the next few days, it's going to be like 100 and something tomorrow. And so there's a lot of like power outages in New York City right now. And that's why they're here. That we had of course, like right on my corner. Yeah. And then the internet went out. But that's the other thing. Yeah. So remember, that's another thing. Power outage. I talked about that, right? So many times, I think I called it. So I said it last year. I said expect power outages in 2025, and then we had the ones in Spain, Portugal, all over. And then now you're going to see more. Okay. Some definitely will be weather related. Some will not. All right. And so again, think about that. You now know that without information, it can happen anywhere. Right. I did say in my last live, it was either my last live stream or in May, that we're going to get some strange weather in like now for a few weeks. You're going to see that. Okay. So, but now that you know that, the possibility of a blackout is, it could happen. Now it could happen. It can happen anywhere. It can happen anywhere. Now So what would you do to prepare, right? if you didn't have power for the day or for 2 days. So that's so, you know, with the earthquake question, it's kind of like that, right? Always being prepared. Okay, so okay, there's a watched an arcane justice system bend towards light and healing today. You've been witnessing miracles and timeline shifts. That's amazing. I'm glad you wrote that. I'm glad I got to see that too. And I do believe in miracles. I want you to know that. Okay. I want everybody to know that yeah, they do exist. 1000%. I've seen them with my own eyes. I'm sure y'all have too. And you did. So Jennifer, that's amazing. Carrie, you said you woke up 3 a.m. South Africa time. You checked your phone. Oh wow. Oh gosh, that just it's freezing over there. You have your electric blanket. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. It's 3 a.m. in South Africa. Well, thank you for being here. I love that. I don't even, you know, I've been there, right? Did I tell you that I've been in South Africa many times, all over Durban, Johannesburg, Cape Town, all over South Africa, all over Africa, actually, as well. Okay, so let me just take a couple more questions and then, yeah, it's hot everywhere, right? And yeah, I can't even, okay. Nick, you asked about the solar flares. So, okay, okay. I'll probably say this again next over this weekend too, but the solar flares, they go through a peak period, right? And we count them as like 11-year cycles. And so we are in a peak period right now, but there is a correlation when we're at solar maximum with some activity that you see on the world stage involving a certain part of the world. So if you think back 11, 12, 13 years ago, and then 11, 12, 13 years ago, and then 11, 12, 13 years ago from that point, right? So you're good. So it's like, you can't even see, it's like that, right? And so it's just like, you know, have you heard, I don't know if you heard of panpsychism. It's like everything is energy, therefore everything's like alive, right? Everything. And then the whole thing with consciousness, remember, that's going to be a big thing for 2025. And there is this, you know, idea that's been going around since ancient times that the universe is conscious. And I say it all the time. The planets have energy and the aspects have energy. Therefore, the sun has energy. And there is an element of like consciousness, because how else do you explain astrology, right? With everything that happens. And so it really is one of those things where you can't really, but it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, so there's a number of things that solar flares can just amplify. Okay. Roberta, will your fractured wrist heal fully? You never broke anything before. That's very interesting. I'm sorry that happened. I don't know if you saw my last live stream. We did have those Saturn squares, and Saturn does rule like old bones. And it really depends on your birth chart. To be honest, it really depends on your chart. You got to look at Mars. You got to look at Saturn. Because Mars can be, you know, where, depending on where it is and what it's aspecting, like very accident prone. But then again, Saturn is also old bones. So there can be things like that. Like maybe, you know, like fracturing a wrist or feeling arthritis. Okay. But again, we're leaving that energy. But it's still like Saturn will always have some sort of impact or aspect with the moons. And that's why I talk about in the second spread. So you always, and it just, again, everyone's different. Everyone has different charts. We're all built differently. But you can even consider that like peak periods too, when Saturn's in these, challenging aspects. There can be some, it just, again, depends on what sign it's in and the aspects that it's having. Yeah. I hope that, and I hope you heal well. I'm sending you my healing powers. Diane, you said you're worried about the hurricane season here in Florida. You're selling and moving to Italy. Well, there you go. Have you done your astrocartography? And that's just like, it tells you like where you got to look at the it just, you can use astrology to determine like the best place to live, where you're meant to live, the luckiest place where you'll thrive, and places to, but again, if your intuition is telling you to go there, then you're already in tune with your astrocartography. But yeah, the hurricane season is, I think I mentioned it's got to be a little bonkers this year. But then I also talked about Italy and Paris. Okay. But again, I'm not saying anything is going to happen. I'm just saying that they're just like, we're in a period where a lot of volcanoes are going off. Which I said last month, and they've been, there's a couple, and I've already told y'all there's gonna be a couple more. Yes, stay inside, stay hydrated, and for everybody, just be mindful with anything. I just wanted to make sure that you're good. And again, I have to say it, you are good. That's just me reminding you, okay, that you're good. Okay, just reminding you and just checking in. Don't let anything take away from your luckiest day tomorrow and the luckiest new moon. Okay, one of the best new moons that's happening on Wednesday. They're gonna be amazing. You're gonna see it. A lot of things pan out for you in your personal lives. Okay, and then remember, and again, I'm gonna drop your forecasts on Wednesday. They are long, and there's gonna be changes, like I said, but you could go through a lot of circumstances that you didn't expect as well. All right, that's just how July is, and you may see some things happen that you didn't expect. It's Uranus. It's Uranus. Uranus is changing signs. And I talk a lot about it for every sign, just to make it very clear how big of a thing this is, because it's only 2 weeks away. Yeah. All right. And don't forget, you've got that amazing Venus Uranus conjunction. Like, ooh, that one's amazing, right? The first week of July. There's so many exciting things to get excited about. So do not let anything take away your power, pull you into these low energy frequencies, right? Treat your body good. Go treat yourself. Okay? Have some Fritos. Do what you need to do. I got some chocolates here. I'm going to treat myself to a piece of chocolate. All right. All right, y'all. Okay. So thank you so much. Thanks for being part of my journey. I hope everybody has an amazing Jupiter kazimi tomorrow. New moon in Cancer on Wednesday. And your forecast will be out on Wednesday. All right. Everybody have a great night and start dreaming about what you're going to manifest. Start doing it now. Okay. just so you really, you can put it all out there when the new moon happens on Wednesday. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. I will see you. Y'all are amazing. Have a great night. Have a great morning too. Wait, you're in South Africa. Carrie, everybody. Great night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. You're amazing. Okay, thanks so much. I'll see you soon. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.